Bismillahi Samiyun Alim. Assalamu alaikum. We are presently locked down and we are told to continue the teaching learning process without the facility of a classroom. And we hope that our students will cooperate and these brief audio video clips will definitely benefit you all. Dear students, as you know, we have finished with some of the topics of our syllabus already, and today I have chosen to talk about United Nations Organization, its historical perspective, its organizational structure, and its functioning, etc., etc. And for your kind information, I must tell you this topic appertains to our chapter number 6, that is International Organizations, the Global Government. So far as the contemporary world is concerned in which we are living, we have many international organizations and regional organizations, but the most important of all of them is United Nations Organization, which was established on 24th October 1945 after the end of the Great War, Second World War. Dear students, before examining the organizational structure, the functions, and the need for reforms of United Nations Organization, it is pertinent to investigate briefly why and when the concept of this comprehensive international organization was brought forth. Because from analytical point of view, the timing when it was evolved and its cause, its reason, both are very important. As we know that the failure of League of Nations, rise of fascism in Italy, and Nazism in Germany under the leadership of Adolf Hitler, and their expansionist approach, to spread their ideologies and to control as many countries around as they could, and several other major minor problems and conflicts, eventuated into the division of world, largely Western world, into two power blocks called Allied powers and Axis powers. And their confrontation with each other came to be known as Great War II, the Second World War from 1939 to 1945. Of course, this war was one of the fierce and devastating wars of human history. However, it is to be noted that on the one hand, world was experiencing a war, but on the other hand, some well-meaning leaders, particularly the then US President FDR, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, and British Prime Minister Winston Churchill, along with many other leaders and statesmen of the world, made some elaborate efforts for such a future organization which could prevent war and could provide a platform to the world for the settlement of disputes peacefully and diplomatically, so that the world will see peace and prosperity, not the horrors of war. So this was the positive development which took place during the war period. So it was this greater objective of prevention of war and the urge for maintenance of peace. The loving leaders started building broader consensus among other countries, other leaders of the different countries, which formally began in 1941 with the signing of Atlantic Charter. So, the Atlantic Charter was the first step towards the formation of the UNO. Dear students, here I will mention some significant conferences and treaties, but without giving any detail of all these treaties and conferences, which were conducted during 1941 to 1945. And these meetings, these conferences and these treaties were directly and indirectly very important for finalizing the modalities of the UNO. In fact, the structure of the UNO was finalized and framed and finalized during these treaties and these conferences. Inshallah, we will be giving the details of all of them, but in a separate video or audio clip. So this time you may mention only the names of these conferences and treaties. It was first Atlantic Charter 1941, second UN Declaration 1942, in which the nomenclature of the UNO, this term UNO, United Nations Organization, this was coined by Franklin Delano Roosevelt, and it was first used in this declaration. Third, Casablanca Conference. 4. Food and Agriculture Conference 1943, Casablanca Conference 1943, Food and Agriculture Conference 1943, Tehran Conference 1943, Bretton Woods Conference 1944. In this Bretton Woods Conference, alongside with other things, an agreement was reached and an arrangement was made by which the International Bank for Reconstruction and Development, the International Monetary Fund, and GATT was established, and these are now, GATT was later on replaced by WTO, and these are now functioning as specialized agencies of the UNO. 7. Dumbarton Oaks Proposals 1944. 8. Yalta Conference 1945. The San Francisco Conference 1945. In fact, San Francisco Conference was the culmination of all these steps, and it was on 26th June 1945 when 51 nations of the world signed 19-chapter UN Charter, which contains 111 articles, and the same was ratified on 24th October 1945. So this date, 24th October 1945, is now the official birthday of the United Nations Organization. Now, after this brief dealing with the historical background, so this was the brief historical background of the United Nations Organization, and in our next clip, audio clip or video clip, we will inshallah discuss the organizational structure, the principal organs, the specialized agencies, the mode of functioning of the UNO and its role that it has so far played in the world politics, and of course the debate about reforms of the UNO. But these things will inshallah follow. Hope that you will enjoy this audio clip. Thanks.